Good afternoon, it's Rachel here, and I am here with day 92 of the 100-day project. And today's suggestion came from Kathy, and it's Victorian tea party. So I'm a bit late today. I've been totally distracted by my daughter, who has had me watching Cody Code cringe videos. Highly entertaining. As I've always say to you guys, doesn't take a lot to entertain me, to make me giggle, and I found some of those videos very funny. Anyway, so I've been watching a few of those, and I said to Lulu, I better get in there and get crafting, because I did do a bit of work while I was sitting in the other room, but I have spent an hour or so watching videos. So yeah, I hope everybody is well, and as I said, we're doing Victorian tea party. So when I sort of have a vision of what Victorian tea parties entail, but I thought I better check on the internet, and yeah, ladies with big hats and pretty English tea rooms and flowers and roses, these sorts of flowers, these sorts of teacups. These came from the Graphics Fairy. If I remember correctly. Need to clean my nails, excuse me. These are just some Victorian scrapbooking images. Some I think are from the Graphics Fairy, and some, if you just look up Victorian scrapbooking roses or something, you probably find some on the internet. And then these are from Mrs. Cog, Tea Time Words and Quotes. I didn't know whether they might be kind of useful. And then I also bought Mrs. Cog's kit, Tea Time, because there's lots of lovely images on there, so yeah, I imagine these sorts of things. I don't actually know, these dresses are not, these ones are not so Victorian, I don't think. I'm not sure about that one. These look a bit further on. I probably don't have one here that's so Victorian. That's a bit further on. They might be, or I don't know. I don't know my clothing. I know that's more 1900s. Maybe those ladies. I don't know, ladies. Yeah, I did save a photograph, but I forgot to print it out. And again, it was in Australia on the Victorian Public Library. It was very pretty Victorian tea time picnic. And of course, then cakes and, cakes and silver and that sort of thing. That's what you think of. So anyway, I was then wondering, what will I do? I've got this paper here. Steph sometimes, I don't know, he goes to things and he's given these, pads of paper that have, this is Artigianaplast. I don't know, some company, in Fissy, so they do windows and doors and blinds and that sort of stuff. And so they give him these notepads. And so I thought what I might make, because I wasn't quite sure, I'm running out of sort of, new and exciting things to make. I thought I might make those library card things that, the pockets that look like, and you put the library cards in them. So basically I've taken this piece of paper, I've just torn off the heading and the bottom, because I don't actually need it to be that big, tall. And then it's about 22 centimeters by 8.5 inches, and the width is about a little bit more than 8 inches and nearly 21 centimeters. So I've just torn it down, and I've torn off the top and bottom, as I said, to make it that height. And then the width of my piece now is nearly 5 inches, about 4 3/4 and 12.5 centimeters. And so what I'm going to do is fold in the sides, kind of like if you were doing an envelope. So I'll fold in the sides like so, and hopefully, yep, that's fairly straight. I can use my bone folder. And you could do this with cardstock. We might try one with cardstock if I remember afterwards. Leftover pieces of cardstock, you'd get something that's more sturdy. But my idea with this one was maybe that I'd probably maybe even glue it to a page. I'm just trying to make it a little bit straight. And then I fold up the pocket part, and it can be as deep or as not deep as you like, if you know what I mean. No, I didn't express that very well. Now, we've got our creases here, okay? So I've got to open it out, and I'm going to write down where I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut, well, maybe I'll write it. Maybe you can see my creases better here. So I've got crease along there and crease here and here. I'm going to cut the long one off there, and I'm going to cut this one off here. The reason why I flipped it over is I like that side. I might use that strip in my collaging. Now I'm going to cut it slightly at an angle, and I like the other side more there. And then I'm going to cut it along the crease here. I hope I'm not doing this wrong. Just cut it there. You could rip it. You could put your ruler on and rip it if you want to. I'm going to cut it, and then I cut it slightly at an angle there. And then trim this one off. So it's really just the construction, super simple, but I think a fun thing to know how to make. And I know lots of people have probably done this before. I haven't, and I haven't watched any videos, but I'm pretty sure I've seen headings making these things. So those flaps will fold around the other side like so and glue down there, and then you've got your pocket. But I did notice in the ones that the real ones that they have a little snip out there, and they are also, where is it? Ooh, where have you gone? Also, oh, there it is, hiding over there. These corners here are rounded, and normally they look like they're made with sort of like manila folder, so that would go there like that. And that's a super cute pocket, and I think definitely not my invention. Absolutely not. I've seen people use them, but I hadn't seen them being made. But it's not very hard to figure it out. So I'll just glue down these flaps here. Put a bit of glue on there. Put a bit of glue on here, and there you go. That is how simple it is to make those. And we'll make another one. We'll go through the process again. And that's, I mean, that's really cool. I mean, you could even have that as a flip, and that you can even write on that side. So that's good. And I like this paper in particular. I was thinking about decorating those. I like this paper in particular because one side is plain and the other side you have this lovely faint sort of grid. Now this, I feel like you get a very narrow pocket with this one. So maybe we can use this to back a tag or something like that. That can go in there. But why don't we just make another one, and then we can decorate them with the Victorian tea party. So again, I'm just actually following the size of this paper here and tearing off the script where the grid stops. So that's that. I keep those. You can use those. And then I'm not even really going to measure. Well, maybe I'll put it like that. And I'm just taking off about maybe a bit more than a third of the width. So that's that piece there. I think I've done it about the same as that, with just eyeballing it. Nearly, slightly smaller. So I've taken off a bit less. So I'll get the slightly wider pocket. Now that is super nice. Now what am I going to do? Oh, that will fold up there, you see. Okay, so just fold it in. And I'm folding in at about 1 centimetre. Not quite 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 of an. No, let's have a look. 1/2 inch. There we go. And I'm only eyeballing it. I'm not doing it exactly the same on both sides. And if you're not quite sure where to cut it off, take the time, stop and write it down. I'm just going to fold it up about there. Or maybe I'll fold it down a little. Maybe we'll make it a little bit of a shallower sort of pocket. So fold that there. Oops. And we're going to snip off. This time I might keep that side because it's pattern. I'm going to cut here, cut, and cut. And you can do that if you want to. That way you won't make a mistake. At a slight angle there. And come along and cut along your crease. Like so, and then this one. And cut that off. There. Okay, and then I'm going to round my corners and that didn't do a very good job, but I'll just snip it. Okay, and then I need to snip that. I do like that little cutout there, like so. And put some glue along there, put some glue along there, and wrap it around. So hold that up and fold that over the back, and fold that over the back. Cute. I like those. And you could just even have them like that and do some stamping, but we're going to follow our theme today. So let's see what we have. So I'm thinking I'm going to decorate these with some sort of floral rose, because when you look at a lot of the old, where are the cups? You see them quite often with the roses poking, and that was one of the things I was going to do, but I might do that on a card. So anyway, let's just cut this out. We'll only do very whizzy cutting. We don't do, it's not too fussy. It's not too much, it's not too fussy, the fussy cutting. Okay, so here we go. Wow, day 92. I've gone quiet because I'm concentrating. Well, we went to the shops yesterday. We haven't done anything too exciting. It was pretty hot yesterday. It was like 33, 34 degrees during the day. It cooled down a bit at night, which is good. It hasn't quite gone over the 20-degree mark at night, so that makes it quite pleasant. And the humidity hasn't set in yet too badly, so I'm coping. Yeah, we just went and did a supermarket shop, and it was the big supermarket, and normally they have a sewing sort of, you know, where you can buy a few things, like for the sewing and, like, you know, threads and stuff like that. And I was going to buy some oil for my poor sewing machine, and I couldn't get any, could I? Because they don't have that department anymore, that little section. It was a tiny little section on the wall, and it's gone. So that was a bit annoying. Anyway, oh, I've still got my little roosters in there. Okay, I'll put those over there. Right. So I'm liking the look of these. I'd have to put them, oh, well, I'll just snip some off. That's what I do. I like to put them up there. No, I'm going to decorate down here. Just thinking I might like a little bit of paper. Let's see what I have in my little ephemera. It's just maybe a little bit of script or something like that. Wouldn't, oh, I know. Where's the words? Maybe I'd like the words. They're very big words. Well, I think the words will have to go up there because they're very big words. That's the words. We'll keep the words over there. So, okay, so I think I will see if there's anything in here that I might just tear it. No, that one's going to blend in too much. That could be pretty to decorate in the tea. Well, I've already got ones there. I mean, I just get so sidetracked, don't I? Just can't stay in my lane and stay on task. I'm pulling out things to do something completely different to what my plan was. Not that I had much of a plan. It was just a bit of a vague one, as usual. but there was a little one. As I look for some words to maybe add there. Here we go, this will do. That's what I was looking for, something like that. I don't want it that big. Tear the bottom off. I think I like it over there. Just put that there. Just keep it fairly simple. There's nothing tea there yet, is there? We've got no tea, nothing, no tea here. Just the roses that would be on the table. But that's what I think of when I think of a Victorian tea, are these sort of Victorian, well, I guess they're Victorian sort of roses. I could wrap those leaves around, but I think I'll just carefully trim them off without cutting the bottom out of my little pocket there. So that's that. Now let me see here. Well, let's just see if we can get this to fit, because I can trim it down. If I try to trim it myself, it's going to go really crooked because I'm hopeless. I've trimmed that down, but it's still too big. Could go there. I think I'll stick it there, but I'm going to put a little bit of cheesecloth behind it, I think. Sometimes I just like the you know, the mixture in the mix of texture. And then we'll get some glue on here. Now I'm full of mozzie bites. You can see those on my arm because we've been, over the weekend, we've been out and about and eaten outside and been bitten by mozzies. Even though I put mosquito cream on, they just find that 1 millimeter where you didn't get the cream and they come and bite you there. That's what they do. Get me on my ankles and on my arms. Snipping that off so I can see that there. Okay, now I had a cup here. Let's just cut this out. Just trim a little bit more off there. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you. So that, you know how you know, the people upstairs make a lot of noise and they hang their sheets down. They haven't hung the sheets down for a while, so, well, maybe it's not washing time yet. They've cleaned them all and they've hung them down, and now they'll wait till they'll dirty them all again, and then they'll hang them down again. But anyway, I didn't feel like that they said hello very much, especially, well, that the man does to Stefano, but not so much to me. But I had got a bit of a surprise. Took Lulu to volleyball because volleyball has started up again, and because they didn't finish the season, they're doing training in the summer, that like only on Monday nights. And so I took Lulu to volleyball, and I came back, and the wife was there, and she gave me a lettuce from the veggie patch that they've built outside. I mean, there was a veggie patch there, and part of it is ours, but we never use it because that would be just too much for me. But they've made the prettiest vegetable patch you can imagine. It's just really pretty. Stefano even said, oh, they've done a great job. I'm going to stick that right there. Yeah, so they've, or maybe I might like this one. Sorry, guys, I changed my mind. I think I might like the black and white. So yeah, she gave me a lettuce, and she said, oh, just come and take whatever you want. I said to Stefano, well, it doesn't take much to get back into my good books, but I would never go and take their vegetables, even though she, I don't want to be rude, but I would feel funny taking their vegetables. But then Stefano said, well, they do use all of, our communal water that we all pay for. And I said, oh, well, that doesn't worry me. But I just thought it was a very nice gesture, that she won a lot of brownie points. I will say that. I thought it was very, very nice of her to do that. I think she doesn't speak Italian very well, so I think she's a little bit shy, and maybe that's why she doesn't say hello so much. So anyway, I was very pleasantly surprised and happy about that. So there, she's back in my good graces. It's not hard to get back in my good graces, I can tell you. You just do a nice gesture, and there you are, you're back in. So, yeah, that just really made my night, actually, that little gesture. I thought that was very sweet. Right. Good thing these things aren't too hard to cut out. Not too many fussy bits. Okay, so we're nearly there. Can you imagine if I audition this one, and then I go back to the teacup and saucer? I could do it. I'd be quite capable of it. I will say in Lulu's videos there's quite a bit of swearing, but they were funny. Very funny videos. So we'll just cut this out. Okay, done. I definitely like that colour more. So I'm going to glue that one on there. Oh dear, I don't want to use that glue. Let's just close that one. Just have to be gentle with these things because they could easily, pieces can break off. So I don't know these ones from the graphics I don't know if they're just in their premium membership site or whether they are also on, because they've got images that you can use on their regular. I do like that. There we go. So that's that one, and then maybe if we've got time we'll make something afterwards to go in it. And then we've got this one. Now this one I might start with a pretty teacup, but I think I might do a little bit of collaging on here. Let's see what we've got that will go there. If we've got any scraps. That's pretty, that one. But no, I wanted to add flowers, so I don't want to have that. I was going to attempt to add flowers. I could have a bit of lace. Here we go. We'll just pull a few things out. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, I like that stripe. Does it kind of disappear though? Maybe we might prefer some writing. Wrong colour. This will make it blend in too much, I think. Yes. Okay, so none of these are working, so I've auditioned those. We're going to go with the lace, maybe. Just give the lace a tear. I do like that. I still think it's too much. I don't like any of it. Well, what about a piece of this? I like that more. Put that there, tear it there. Don't want that glue, this glue. Definitely need to change my glue paper. I did remember to wet my towel today, so that way I can clean my hands so things don't stick to me. And I'm going to put that there. I'll keep it down low because I want to add to it. I don't know why I'm looking at that colour again. It's not right, but I've thrown it in my rubbish. Okay. Change this paper. That there, and let me see here. Do I have something? I was thinking like something like this rose here. Maybe I want this one. It's got more colour in it. We'll try both if you don't mind. So what I wanted to do was cut away a bit more so I could fit it, something like that. I'm actually going to cut those leaves off there because I'm just reducing the size of it a little bit. Okay, let's see, that's going to still be that's too big. So let's try this one. I'm actually just going to cut the flower up to start off with. It could not work. It could be a total flop. That's what I want to do. Put that there or over there? No, there. And maybe if I cut... Did I have other leaves here? Let's see them. Oh, there, though. No, that's no good. I want to see if I cut a couple of these leaves out. Using these big scissors just to go a bit faster. With the smaller scissors, I feel like you can sort of see better where you're going. And I thought I might just sort of slip those under there somehow, maybe like that. No, like that. Okay, so I didn't print out any sort of cupcakes or anything like that to go with my Victorian tea party. Maybe turn it a little bit further, that's better. And I would like it if these words were a bit smaller. I guess I could have reduced them. I actually just printed them out yesterday and then didn't even look at them again. You could add more flowers up here. No, I don't think I need to. So that, I think that will just stay that like that. So now, where's my other pocket? So no stitching involved. Here's the other pocket. So that one's got a bit more work on it. I could put one of those sayings there, just one of the other sayings. Where are they? Yeah. I think they're way too big. These are way too big. They don't fit. I need to print them smaller. And because I've chosen tea-dyed paper, it kind of blends in as well. So I think I'll leave that like that. And then we're going to go here to some of Mrs. Cogg's images. And I don't know what, I might choose that, but I think her dress is a bit more modern than Victorian. I'm pretty sure it is. But anyway, maybe the other one next door. I don't know. It's just an interpretation. It's not going to be precise. So I hope you don't mind if I don't get it exactly right. Maybe this one. They look a bit Victorian. They could be Edwardian, you see. I was looking at images and some said Edwardian, some said Victorian, and I'm not 100% up on those things. So like when they were and and because the dress seemed to be, from the images that I saw, and they could have been labelled incorrectly, but in some of them the dress seemed to be quite similar. That's all I can say about that. So we can make a little card here. Now we had our paper over here, and we might just recycle some book page here. I think I'm just going to glue, and let me see, which image am I going to use? Two here. I like that side of that one. Well, I think we'll use this one here. Or maybe we'll do this one first. So I'm just going to cut it out. Yeah, so they had big hats and the big, you know, the pretty dresses and everything. But yeah, as I said, in some of the images I did feel like they looked fairly similar. so I couldn't tell, because I'm not an expert, I couldn't tell whether they were labelled incorrectly or whether they were quite similar. It will be something that I will look up and see if I can know a bit more about. So this is going to be the, oh my gosh, I can't tell you the smell, the perfume, I should say, coming from the kitchen. Yum. And it's making me hungry because Lulu is making muffins. Yay. Put that in there. So that's the back. It's going to be the back. So we're using up our paper. We need to find a nice paper to go on the front, and we're going to make a tag. Now I might just, because I want it to slip in the pocket, and I think that one's going to go in here. Well, it can be, oh no, that's perfect. I thought it was, I might need to trim it down. So all I need to do now is I need to cover up the book page is what I want to do. So I'm just going to put some glue on here and glue this down. I'm not even auditioning it because I think it'll be fine with that image. I'll trim it off the excess. I must look up. It was Edwardian first, or I think that's pretty on there, isn't it? I think I'll put that there. Edwardian or Victorian? King Edward, Queen Victoria. I think Victorian was, well, Queen Victoria was the Queen's mother, wasn't she? And then was Edward her son, or was Edward her father? Oh dear, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I'll be looking that up after the video, guys. Because I used to know those things. Of course I did, because we studied them at school, but I haven't been to school for a really long time. And then, you know, I came to Italy and I really studied up a lot on the Renaissance in my 20s. And so, yeah, I kind of have forgotten a lot of my English history, but I do love history, so I think I am gonna, does anybody have any good, that's a good idea, oh isn't that pretty, I like that. Does anybody have any good historical sort of books that are easy to read about England? Yes, that's what I'd like. So I mean, I've read historical novels that, I mean, but they give you a little bit of history, but not that much. Like, oh, The Pillars of the Earth. Who's read that? That was fantastic, that book. I love that book. I mean, it wasn't really historical, but it kind of gave you a feel for the time. So that's going to go in there. I'll stitch around there, and I'll probably put a little tiny bit of lace or something up the top there. So that's my first one done. I like that. And I will stitch, I said no stitching, but I will stitch around that one. And now I've got to make another one. So I'll just grab this piece of book page. It's a little bit lumpy. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Now, no, I have my ruler. I thought I took my ruler in the other room, but it's here somewhere. I've managed to get myself into a mess. How is that not a surprise? Now, what am I putting on here? I don't want to tear it. I'm going to be making one that's that way. I need it to be wider. I'm going to take it down from this end because that end is not quite so lumpy. And I'm going, oh no, that's not going to fit in my pocket. I need to think about that as well. So many things to think about, to tear a bit more off. And I'm going to tear, oh my goodness, the perfumes. The perfumes. Right, I'm going to glue that on there. Yes, and I'm going to keep the the grid side, because the plain side doesn't have so much pattern on it from the tea dyeing with the plastic doilies. Okay, trim that off. Now this image is going to be a little bit too big for my thing, so let's just, I might cut it with my little cutter. I think the colours of this one is going to go well with the other pocket that I've made. I'm trimming it down a little bit more than necessary, just to make sure it fits. A bit off the top and a bit off the bottom. Let me see, where's my tag? I can leave a bit more on, that's okay. That's very crooked. Now, how did I do that? There we go. Okay. And, oh, I think the purple will be nice behind there. Oh, a bit of pink. Let's put a bit of pink. It's a good way to use up your scraps. Okay. Okay, and then what do I want? I like, this is, I know I ripped off the script, but it's, you can see that it's old book page. So I think I'll put that there like that, and then have a little bit of something else, because it's mostly going to be covered anyway. That off, put that there. I think I like that combination, and I'll trim off any excess. Okay, and then this is, see, that's going to go, then I really do like that, except I might want to do something a bit more. Do I? Maybe I'll put that there like that. Yes. I'll slide it over a bit. Okay, and so I'll put some lace on that one as well, and that one will slide in there just like that, and it's a bit taller. I might actually trim off a little bit off the top and the bottom, because I actually like that bit there. And that will slide in that pocket. Yep, I like that. Okay, so that's good. So those are my two Victorian. I don't know if they're Victorian, but forgive me if they're not. This is what I think of when I think of Victorian tea party. Now, I did want to have a play with one of these. Do we have time to play with one of these? It's very white, but we will glue down bits and pieces of paper and cover that up somehow. So I did watch, I think it was Carol Laws, she did a, she made like an accordion sort of ephemera holder with a series of these, the CD holder things. And what Carol did was, which was very clever, but I don't want to pull out my machine. I think I've got a circle die cut. And she had a circle die cut that was more or less that size, maybe a little bit smaller, and cut it out, which was a very quick way to keep your window rather than having to glue down lots of bits and pieces of paper. But we'll just glue down lots of bits and pieces of paper. So, which won't be that easy, I don't think. We'll have this. Can go there. I wasn't going to worry about that bit too much because I was thinking I was going to have something like that there. So this can go here, I think. That can go there, but I need something there. Oh, I had a trial one there too. I can decorate that one as well, but I won't do that in this video because we'll run out of time. We will. That we will. So I think I'm going to put this along there just to be sure. Okay. Sorry if there's a reflection from the, I'm pretty sure that's going to go there. I think I'll glue that down. I use my Giotto glue. It's very good glue, this one. Just because it's going to be gluing onto the acetate, and I feel like that this might stick it down a bit better. Just make sure I cover up any of the white that I had going on there. I might just slide it over a little bit, and I'll use this. Cool, and I'll just flip those over there like that. Now, I would love it if that were big enough to cover that bit as well, but it's not. I wonder if this would look bad. Wouldn't even hardly notice it, so I think I'll put that there. Smelling good, Lulu. Put that there. But I need to have something coming under there. Just stick that right down there, just to be sure I cover up any white. Okay. So just tear a little bit of this off. And then oh, my tummy is rumbling. I think I need to get a piece of paper that's long enough. Oh, something like, not that one. I know I had another piece in here. would be pretty. That's a Tim Holtz. So if I put that there, I don't know if I'll be able to tear it the way I'm thinking. So I need to sort of tear it across here and go up a little bit, and then hopefully I'll get it right down like that. I'm definitely going to try Carol's method of Carol's method of cutting it out with the die cut machine. Just going to patch up that little bit there. Okay, so I'll glue that down. Okay, it's a bit messy, but that's all right, I can cope. Okay, and then what Carol did, which I thought was really clever, is she very carefully opened them. I want to open it, if I can, without ripping it too much. I mean, I just want to keep the flap. No. Are they good? Well, I'm nearly done with my video. I'm gonna have one now. That's okay. So what I want to do is open this. Like so. And I want to see, what do I want to put? I want to put something inside. So even something like that would be good. So if I glue here, and then I can, oh, look at that. I can't stand that, the way that happens. Okay. Glue that there. And then trim it off. Nice easy way to decorate inside. And then you can close it again. Okay. That's like that. And then do I want some sort of image in there? Oh, an image in there would be nice actually. looking for one that, looking to see if I have one that's big enough to fill the whole seam, like possibly. Oh, that's where I got the glue from. Just a minute. Oh dear, hot mess today. Oh, I think that might just work. Oh, but it doesn't matter. I think that's going to be really pretty in there. I'm going to glue that in there. And then, of course, you've got a pocket you can put stuff in. But when you take whatever out, you've got a pretty image in there. Okay, so I'll need to be careful and measure exactly where to glue it. Right, so I probably need to put it about there. Let's just look. But if I hold it like that, I won't stick it down properly. I'll just put it there. No, up a bit. There. Yeah. So you can see a little bit behind, but not everything. And this is just printed on regular copy paper, so it's not too bulky. Make sure it's stuck down. And we don't want it to be wet either. Okay. We don't want glue on it. And then here I'm going to glue this shut. As it was. And then that can be stuck down on a page. Or, no, actually, well, you'd have to close it and then open it. I might do that. I think I'm going to close it and then open it at the top. You can tell I'm working it out as I go. Okay, so then that's the back, and that will be stuck down. And then this will be open at the top. Great. Is that open? Yep. That will open at the top, and you'll have a pocket there. And so you can slide whatever you like in. So you can slide whatever you like in. You could even slide a tag with a teacup on it in there. Or even one, look, even one of these fit in there. Not that you would put that in there, but it fits like so. Sort of thing. Oh, that's really fun. I like that. So I'm happy with how that turned out. So that is my inspiration today. I use Mrs. Cogg's Tea Time Words and Quotes and Tea Time The Classics. Tea Time The Classics. I'll link them in the description box. But I'm super happy with those, and I feel like they would work in with many different types of journals. So I hope you enjoyed that. And I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Bye.